Linux for gaming. 5 distros you should try. When you think of gaming, Linux might not be the first operating system that comes to mind. While Windows dominates the PC gaming landscape, Linux is steadily emerging as a compelling alternative, especially with platforms like SteamOS gaining traction. Here's a roundup of 5 Linux-based operating systems tailored for gaming. A note: system requirements and download links are provided separately. 1. SteamOS, the leading choice for Linux gaming. SteamOS has grown to be the go-to gaming platform on Linux, especially with the success of the Steam Deck handheld console. Created by Valve, this OS is built on Arch Linux and comes in 2 variants. Steam Deck SteamOS 3.0, designed for Valve's gaming console. HoloISO, a PC-adapted version of SteamOS, maintained by a community member called the Vakovsky, is taken. Older versions of SteamOS for PCs were based on Debian but lacked the updates and optimizations found in the newer releases. SteamOS is optimized for gaming, ensuring system resources are directed towards gameplay rather than background processes. It supports Linux native games and those designed for Windows that are compatible with the Steam Deck. You can even install third-party games by switching to desktop mode. Key features: compatible with most game controllers, as well as keyboard and mouse setups. Specifically designed for titles verified for the Steam Deck and other Linux games. HoloISO minimum requirements: CPU 64-bit, RAM 4 GB, storage 200 GB, GPU Intel, Nvidia or AMD Radeon 8500. 2. Fedora Games, a diverse gaming experience. The Fedora Games spin offers a large collection of games covering various genres, packed into a 4.1 GB download. This size strikes a balance between being lightweight enough to fit on a DVD and including an impressive variety of pre-installed games. The OS can run as a live CD or be installed on your device, and it features many open-source versions of popular games. For example, Extreme Tux Racer, similar to Mario Kart. FreeCiv, an open-source take on Civilization. Hedge Wars, a Worms-inspired title. System requirements: CPU, dual-core, 2 GHz, RAM, 2 GB, storage, 15 GB, GPU, integrated graphics. 3. Sparky Linux Game Over, a comprehensive gaming solution. Sparky Linux Game Over is a Debian-based gaming distro designed to work seamlessly on both old and modern hardware. It includes tools like Steam Client Wine and Play on Linux for running Windows games. Aptus Gamer simplifies the installation of game emulators for platforms like Atari, PlayStation, and Sega. This OS also supports Lutris, a versatile gaming platform that unifies Linux, Windows, Steam, and emulated games under one interface. System requirement: CPU 64-bit, RAM 256 MB, storage 50 GB, GPU integrated. 4. Chimos Gaming with Zero Configuration. Formerly known as Chimos, Chimos provides a hassle-free setup for gaming. It comes preloaded with the Steam client in big picture mode and supports other platforms like GOG, Epic Game Store, and FlatHub. Chimos also incorporates GameScope, a microcompositor from SteamOS, enhancing visual performance and upscaling. This OS focuses on a plug-and-play experience. Install, login, and start gaming. System requirements: CPU, dual-core, 2 GHz, RAM 4 GB, storage 20 GB, GPU, Nvidia GTX 900, AMD RX 400 or Intel HD, graphics 500. 5. Draugar OS, built for gaming. Draugar OS, based on Ubuntu, is designed specifically for gaming. With the XFC desktop environment and Pipewire audio system, it offers an optimized kernel to boost gaming performance. While ideal for games, it is less flexible than regular Ubuntu for general productivity. System requirements: CPU, dual-core, 1.8 GHz, 64-bit, RAM 1 GB, storage 32 GB, GPU integrated. While Linux gaming is thriving, Linux is increasingly becoming a viable option for gaming, thanks in large part to innovations like SteamOS 3.0. As more developers cater to Linux, gaming on this platform continues to improve. Each of the distributions mentioned here has an active community ready to assist with troubleshooting and tips. Whether you're a casual gamer or a die-hard enthusiast, there's a Linux gaming distro for you.